much else. Oh, I was gonna say something else. Never mind. I guess we're just gonna start immediately. Oh my goodness! And then I accidentally hit quick game. So now we're just looking at a black screen. 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds while the game starts back up. I'm going absolutely crazy. Yeah. So I did have the stream on ultra low latency, and then I switched it back to low latency. So if you're watching this as it happens, or likely future streams, then as we get into Katak, Curious Birthmark, and character exclusive Yashiro, we are on low latency again. And also that thing I said about adding another game to the rotation, yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. I I looked at something and then I misread what I thought had actually happened. So I see dexterity, or Takushi-san, second encounter, knowledge, and then we have second mystery, but then light source check. I guess we are going knowledge Yashiro this time, but we are on Katak. Let's make sure we have everything prepared. And occult shop, and we'll move on. But yeah, I thought I was going to do more. Also, I realized I did not... Well, I didn't want to update every single piece of custom content that I did for World of Horror. I did want to upload things that I have not uploaded yet that I did to the Steam Workshop. And by that, I mean a version 1.01 version of characters that and content that may exist for 1.02, because obviously 1.02 is still in the public beta test phase. Nails, Arms, Recluse, Bulletin, Ramen. Yeah, so other than that, not really much else. I think we can save Arms for 4th. I want to get rid of Bulletin now, because though we have Recluse, I should just play it safe. We also have an old coin, because Curious Birthmark, that's the only way I know without looking at my backstory. I do need to store something, though. I could equip this as well. Funny enough, the bronze I really do like the bronze crucifix, though some people might say otherwise. Maybe it's because I run into more than a few ghosts at times when I really don't want to run into them. Also, I just entered the thingamajiggy, the illegal den, without meaning to, so whoops. I guess I'll grab the small candle. Otherwise, I'm sitting here re-rolling for a long time, and yeah, I've been privy to certain things that I've come across, but I'm not saying that anyone's wrong if I were to mention anything, and I'm really not. But it does depend on the situation you're in, because, for example, if you have to re-roll a shop 4 times to find whatever you want, it's not the average case you'd run into, but it can happen. Like you've seen on this channel more than a few times, probably at least once a week at this point, minimum, where you just see me sitting at a shop re-rolling, and I'm like, I can't find what I'm looking for, just take the next best thing. Nice luck check, by the way, Yashiro. Does he start with 5 luck? No, that's anywho. We'll roll again, because why would I believe I fail 2 50 coin tosses in a row? It's not really a coin toss, but you get the point. Also, didn't visit the police station yet. I mean, on top of the mistakes I already make as I roll a fair luck check and Yashiro has 5 luck, as I fail to decipher something, boy, I'm already going crazy. Moving on. Oh, yeah. What I was gonna say is, I already make the mistakes I do in World of Horror. I don't need more bad RNG, but the game gives it to me, so we deal with it. At least I believe. Now, other people are also... There are people who are much unluckier than I am. But as we roll on a katana and fail, because, well, fair perception check. Am I going crazy right now? Anywho. I guess I'll do my best to do something else. I'll try to also move slower, because, boy, moving fast has not gone well for me. If the fact that we are on, as the title of the stream says, episode 32... says, then yeah, it would probably behoove me to think a little more than not at all, because boy, has this series gone on for longer than I expected. Also, small candle. Do I want to brace? I mean, I can get a small candle attack. What is it worth, really? A guaranteed small candle attack, but I'm probably going to lose 3 stamina regardless. Do I want that? I can do this later on. 10, 18 pain, but if I'm to use the small candle to its efficiency, especially as I have 40% doom here, why do I have 40% doom? Oh, failing events, that's why. Then I'll do my best. Also, Blood Frenzy. Does that happen immediately? No, right? So I can afford to do this. What I also would want to do is trade some reason for stamina. Move fast, and I go into autopilot mode. That is true. if I start like going off topic and or moving fast, which usually me moving fast means I'm in autopilot mode, that results in things. I need to actually trade off some reason here, so it results in pain, and I don't want that. Can I even brace with this? I know I can't do a small candle attack. Unless I do like this. Ugh. I'll have to, though, because I don't have... I can guarantee next turn, but I'm still... Oh, unless I miss 80%. That's... What a fool I was to believe that I would hit an 80% chance reliably. Well... 90, 90, 90? There's no way I miss all three of these, right? 73%? Oh, well, what a lie I live. Well, I mean, I can trade a bunch of reason here, but that's not what I want to do. I'm going to enter Recluse. I also still need stamina, so maybe I should have still done a thing. At least we're done with this mystery, but boy. Every time I want to go slow, RNG is like, haha, you finally are focusing a little bit more than you usually do. Have some of this. I mean, it might sound like I'm very pessimistic, even with all the hours I have, but again, we're still here having fun because what RNG does give to you, as we drink this bottle of water, is that it keeps you on your toes so that you can think of other ways to get out. And good RNG, lo and behold, can make you a bit more, I think I might actually need a better weapon than this. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess I'll just take... yeah, I have to cut myself off there because I have to think about this. I guess I'll just take 9 reason damage. Oh, that sounds so bad, but... I mean, take Recluse now and be relatively okay. I can also throw... things. I mean, I do fight the roommate normally, but do I want to? I also have 2 sets of handcuffs. We'll do Recluse now and see what happens then. Yeah, our faith is lowered because that encounter was pretty bad. And so will this one, but maybe the Bronze Crucifix. Have I ever run into Recluse as Yashiro before wearing the Bronze Crucifix? I feel like I've done so once or twice. It just wasn't very memorable because, well, it's not a lot that happened. Why did I believe I was going to roll well there? It rolled at 11, if you saw really quickly there. So I guess I'll just take the guaranteed outs. We also have Blood Frenzy. I can get rid of that. I can also get rid of Fungal Growth, but we don't need to right now. Thinking. You shouldn't need to think this hard for World of Horror. That I agree with. That being said, it's not like I have a pen and paper or a notepad behind the game, so I'm not taking notes down. That's for certain. I might want to get rid of Fungal Growth, actually. RNG makes the game more fun if you balance. You want to have fun with Bad Moon, but yeah, well, yeah, Blood Moon, the town effect Blood Moon, if we're thinking of the same thing, is also not great. I think it's, yeah, town effect, right? Why am I going crazy here? Anywho, we'll trade off stamina for reason and hope for the best. Nonetheless, I mean, on a general level, RNG does need to exist in games. Otherwise, you get... well, it doesn't need to, because there are games like... do I have this game? Do I have... Into the Breach? Is that what it's called? Into the Breach? Pretty good game, and by I say pretty good, I mean a very good game. About, basically, you have a perfect state, although... You may prepare and do things. I don't know if the game knows how to give you... I feel like it does, but maybe I'm incorrect in that no matter what setup you use going into a battle, the game tries to give you a way out, a solution, basically, to every battle. But anywho, that's Into the Breach. We're here in World of Horror, which I can brace for, thankfully. Do I get a guaranteed attack? Not really, but it's better than... So 95%... 3 damage for 1 reason, or this for 75 each, or, I mean, can I do anything better? No, not really. Well, so, or 7 damage for 3 reason. You do the math. Guaranteed, but I think I'm gonna do this. And we hope we hit all 6 of these? I mean, I need more, but 6. I need to hit 6 to at least gamble to get out for a good risk for versus reward. Survivor's Guild is. I actually don't want that. That's 8 doom, but if I get branded, maybe I've made a bad decision. Branded procs, but is based off a chance. But hey. So, never mind. I think we're guaranteed. Nope, it's not guaranteed yet. Instead, I can go for a 95-85. Well, if luck is going to hand me a bad hand at the beginning, it's going to hand me a good hand now. Good. Funny enough, we want Zeal here. If I'm using the small candle, we want Zeal here. Do I want Strength instead? Yeah, I want a Brace, so hey. Into Breach, you only cleared on normal. Hate how you have to choose between saving a building or saving a... Yeah, and that's the thing, right? It does hand you solutions, but they sometimes come for at least early battles, because again, I feel like I have it somewhere. I've lost a lot of games because I've forgotten about accounts, but as for Into the Breach, it does try to hand you a solution, but it might not be the solution you want. Especially if you're trying to... You might be able to survive a battle, but you won't be able to perfectly survive the battle, I guess, is how we'll say. We'll take Reason and drink for stamina. As we go into nails. We do have 2 sets of handcuffs. 2 sets of handcuffs. So maybe things will be okay here. Let's actually check the history club once. 3 doom for 2 stamina. Not really. I'd rather take 4 doom for 20 experience. Considering you're Yashiro, I think we have 8 max reason right now. And our luck is terrible anyway. Hey, if you're actually, I assume what you're doing is cutting grass hedges, then just relax. I'll give you a play-by-play, if nothing else. Well, usually, because boy, hey, if my videos are good for that, hey, or streams, then or both, cool. Also, reason, does handcuff passive stack? It doesn't stack because it's a usable item. So handcuffs, while oh well, actually no, I haven't actually noticed that. Maybe they do. I don't actually know the question to that because I don't often notice 10 power, but we can try to find out if I bring them. So let's find out. I might as well, right? If they do stack, actually I'm interested in that now. So I will report back once I get into this boss fight, because I believe in the power of people archiving enemy information. Let's find out if the handcuffs do stack. Because, I completely forgot they had a passive, because you don't normally, well, one, you don't normally get 2 handcuffs unless they're looking for them, but, or garden heads, sorry, but, yeah. Mainly you're not holding on to 2 handcuffs. That being said, I guess we'll equip the, yeah, I mean, any charisma is better than no charisma. But let's find out. I should probably look for a thing. No, Kadak, don't bite me. Let me do World of Horror Kabuki Killer. It goes into a search engine. Or by his name, Asao Shiraishi. So he normally, if I'm led to believe correctly, he has 30 power. So let's find out if he has 20 power. And then we will answer the question right here, right now. No, unless power increases somewhere, or I have a... Do I have a Stalker? I do. I don't think it stacks, because I think Stalker increases power by 10, and Handcuffs, theoretically speaking, if that's the case, because I said he has 30 power base, right? Then Handcuffs should set him back to 30 power, but it seems... I can see why this happens if it doesn't stack, because... it is only looking for the handcuff status effect. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm misreading this, but for now, it doesn't seem like it stacks. Or handcuffs, anyway. So, let us continue onward. Basically, I think the answer is no. But don't quote me on that if I'm wrong. I feel 75% sure that the answer is no. Unless Stalker actually increases it by like 15, then I guess. Well, let me actually look this up. There's no way no one didn't archive this either, right? Stalker Curse increases damage of Stalker Girl, yes, and nope, no one archived that. So let me actually check, because now I need to know this so that I can plan things out, just in case. Because accuracy, even though I say I don't notice 5 power, that does mean a lot when you're gambling on small, short, fast weapons, which is what I'm using right now. So, let me see. Stalker, higher enemy power by Panstaz himself. Panstaz quotes in May of 2023, one Stalker equals higher enemy power for each human enemy. Does not go into detail as to how much power it increases by, so that doesn't help any. I guess the answer is still up in the air. I need to run to a non-human enemy, I guess. We'll check again, then. Boy. Fun times. We can brace here. Again, it matters a bit more when you are, yeah, so 5, 10 to 10 power, well, 10 power you could kind of feel, but 5 power matters a lot more for faster weapons. However, if you're using slower weapons or just very slow weapons, in which case you're usually prep stronging, then yeah, power completely just gets thrown out of the equation. I'm pretty sure I can do a thing now. Can I? Yeah, I can. I probably should have just desperate actioned last turn, but this should... Oh, that's right. I can't check anymore because I'm going to use one set of handcuffs here. So, again, I mean, if nothing else, it doesn't hurt to have 2 sets of handcuffs, but there are, of course, situations in which you may not want to carry 2 handcuffs because there's something else you want to carry along with you, of course. So, overall, I'm sorry I couldn't provide an exact answer. I guess I could test that out myself off recording by using custom characters, but otherwise, again, if you're not sure, just carry both sets with you. But if you have to choose between one or the other, depends. If you're not using, if they do stack, if you're using a small weapon, yes. If you are not using, or if you don't need the accuracy boost for whatever reason, then no. Like for here, for example, I mean, yeah, human... Oh, that's right. Human enemy's power. I thought it was every enemy. Never mind. I can't even check because I have Stalker on me right now, so it's hard for me to tell. Anywho, yeah, we'll move on. Do I want to gamble here? I mean, I don't need to gamble. Never mind, I don't need to gamble at all. We just take 2 stamina damage and move on with life. Yeah, it's kind of important to get that damage increase. Part of that reason why I don't use faster weapons for me, especially on Yashiro, is because I don't personally like Zeal myself, but that's, again, based on your situation. If you have, like, Vigil into Painting, and you have Zeal, it might be a bit more dangerous than if you had Ramen into Bulletin, for whatever reason. I don't know why you take Bulletin after Ramen, I mean, just for giggles, I guess, but hey. We can also fight this normally if I want to. Do I want to? Do I need to? I could throw... What are my odds here? So... 5, 13 HP. 13 HP, throw the branch, 10... No, we get out for 2 reasons. Guaranteed. Or I could gamble. I don't want to do that, though. So, brace into 2 reason. With bonus damage into brain damage. So that's gonna nerf my small candle into the ground. But... thankfully, I can still do this. We do need to throw the branch, though. But I get bonus damage, so hey. Wait, I got bonus damage. Did I need to throw that? No, I didn't, did I? I'm going absolutely insane. Well, at least we're on encounter lockout as I blow out my microphone. Why do I do this to myself? Just had to readjust for a moment. My next question is, do we have fetid fumes? The answer is no. Click my tongue. I should rest now. My doom's getting a bit high. But if we have this boss, we won't survive. So, we're gonna rest once and hope. Our fate has returned to being a bit high, but we have to use this so that we don't get out of funds. I guess I'll grab the painkillers as well. We can get rid of a thing, and in this case, I will also... That's not good. I wanted that to be anything but that. Well, if we get out of funds, we'll trade off reason. Hey, lo and behold, the moment I have 0 funds, he's waiting around the corner like, hey, Fondest memory? Oh, immediately back to the moment I'm off encounter lockout. Encounter lockout, just to remind everyone, is if you fight an enemy at a location, you cannot fight another enemy for at least 2 investigations. General encounters ignore this, or mid bosses or bosses in general, obviously, but anywho, yeah, that ruined the fact that I lost 2 knowledge there ruined my attack boost strong off of brace. We'll have to live with it, though. Because the alternative is a lot more pain. Do I have anything else as Yashiro here? I don't think I do. I can Desperate Action. Do I get anything off of it? Yes. Right. This is at least 7 damage per attack, so 7 damage per attack. And we come onto our maker. Oh, we're on timeline P. Fine. Mystery 4, so we're taking 4 stamina damage. So we've gotten back-to-back encounter several times. They have to be, unless they're on 1.02, in which case weird things can happen, I guess. But I have to go all out here. Do I have to go all out? I have to think. But, well, so again, for example, if I run into the Twisted Corpse, you cannot run into the Gigolo enemy for 2 investigations after running into the Twisted Corpse. But you can run into the Glitch Magician, STE, fight a boss, fight an enemy off of an event. So a linked enemy off of an event can break this rule as well for obvious reasons. But they shouldn't hand you... In TRPG... why did I say TTR? In TRPG terms, that's equivalent to the game master saying, after you fight this enemy, you draw 2 cards, and they're both enemy cards. And so the game master would probably just, return them to the deck and draw 2 more cards. But, yeah, if it was on 1.01, it shouldn't be. You would have to explain your situation to me. I'm deciding on whether or not I want to just take 4 stamina damage. I do have painkillers, that's not enough. This is a bit too tanky. If I could brace, I think we'd be okay, but unfortunately... Well, a fat lot of help Zeal's doing me, but that's on me. And I got rid of my coin and the stuffed toy, so I can't get rid of brain damage anymore. Effectively, we have 9 stamina. But yeah, it's hard to say because it's... You can run into enemies back-to-back, but if it was like Young Witch into the Toilet Ghost, then it's possible because the Toilet Ghost is linked off an event. Or you run into... It's likely it happened in Scissors because you're likely to see that, because what can happen is, say you run into the Bloated Teacher and then you run into the Forgotten Specimen right after. It can seem that way, but I feel 99%, well, 98% sure that you can't run into the same enemy in a location. Aside from those those situations, I guess I'll brace. I'll brace and see what happens, because if off of a brace, I think I can get a guaranteed attack. Now, it's not a guaranteed strong attack, but do I need... That's why I'm calculating right here. I don't have enough for this. 12 damage, 22 HP. I can get him down to 22 HP with this method. With strong, if I hit all 77%, that's such a low chance of happening, though. I've hit 377% in a row, man. You know what I should also do? I should also hit this button on OBS, but... this is a very precarious situation. Again, there are a lot of ways you could go about this. I need to actually think here, because this is where it's kind of important, but... So this is guaranteed, but I only do up to 12 damage. Yeah, up to 12 damage. I have 9 effective... No... Yeah, I do up to, what is this? 16 damage. Is that enough? 16 damage, and then we can put in prepare action, the prepare action, as a substitute for the desperate struggle. They both cost the same time units. Then I would gamble on a 14. It's not enough. Can I do this? No, I have to gamble on 87, 77. This is, I believe it is... Nope, it's not. It's 9 damage. 9 damage plus... Well, 10 damage plus... 7 damage. And I can throw the empty bottle. If I do that, sure, but this is assuming I do what I said earlier and I do brace into this. If I do this, I have to hit... Can I hit 2? Can I just hit 2? 277%. 10, 14, 20 HP, throw the empty bottle, gamble on 87, 77. If I were out of my mind, I could do this. Dodge, roll on a 50% into 87%. Sure, if I do this 3 times in a row. Even doing it once is good enough, but even then, I'm already rolling on 50, 80, or 50, 87%, 50%, 87%. If I hit about a 45% chance, then this encounter can go well for me. Again, don't let it be said that, oh, you do the same thing, but, well, on Harbinger, you can't, because there are some risks that you may want to take. What risk you want to take is entirely up to you. So, anywho. It's hard to say for me. So, I think I'm gonna do this. I only need to roll on 177. Let me just calculate this again in case I'm going crazy. 77% to do 5 damage. 5. Then I do a guaranteed small candle attack twice. That is 13 HP. Then I throw the empty bottle and gamble on a 87-77 with Desperate Struggle, which should be 10 plus 7 damage. Yes. Because small candle, base damage, with the strong attack, it's 4.5, doubled to 9 plus 1 because of Zeal. Easier to calculate normal attack. 3 times 2, 6, plus 1 is 7, so 7 times 10, 7 plus 10, 17. Start adding up the attacks I'm doing. 5, 17 plus 5, 22 plus 4, 26 plus 4. Empty bottle is 4 throw damage. That is the plan of action. Now, the moment I miss, I guess I have to go for a dodge play. So let's find out what my fate is. Oh my god. All this calculations. Just run the numbers meme around the screen, man. Throw that out the window. Well, I guess... Oh, I also got Survivor's Guilt. All that calculating, all for what? Are these my hands? Stained with RNG? Well, yeah, I guess we die. I guess we just die. To not die immediately, we'll eat the painkillers in case this dodge doesn't work, but I guess we're rolling on 87. Hey, I should have just re-rolled for the ritual dagger, right? Anywho, we just dodge. We have to try. Nope. Couldn't even win that. You have to realize there that I missed so the chance of doing that was 53%, because not dodging, but dealing damage is about, let's say 50-50. And then missing that 73 was, so yeah, I'm part of the 12.19% that 12.19% of players will reach the situation I'm in, given the strat that I used. But anywho, what do I do here? There's not really a lot I can do. No, we can't Desperate Prep because we don't deal enough damage. This is the best we can do with Desperate Prep. And assuming these are 100%, again, this is 17 damage. And the boss still has 29 HP. Well, effectively, 25 HP, so I'd have to hit at least this first. Can I go for a dodge into that? No, so... Cry. We'll get as close as possible. That I should probably do. So we'll trade 2 Reason here and do our best. 87%. Hit this at least. Oh my goodness! Die, Yashiro! Just die! Oh my god! Okay, well, let me just wrap this up. Let's wrap up this what would be a clip. 87% miss. Cool. I die. I guess just die. Yeah, we do this and hope. Nothing else we can do about it. No, just pray. Can't even hit a dodge. I need people to understand. I missed an 87. Let's assume it was missed a 90%. Missed 90%. I think I missed not like a I missed a 50%. Then proceeded to miss another 90%, maybe. And then missed the 50-50 again. So dodge I don't rely on, so well, let's move on. We were reset anyway. I don't know why I tried so hard for a run that was going downhill. Would I have done better with the Ritual Dagger? No, because I got brain damage. So in fact, I wouldn't have even been able, unless it had better accuracy. I don't even, was I on random item stats? Anyway, anywho, as we get into Cthulhu, 7th curse, all breaks random. That was so terrible. But yeah, as we get into Cthulhu, 7th curse thingy, all perks random item Koji. Yeah, let's just move on from that. Yeah. It's part of the past, but let's not forget about it. Let's learn from our mistakes. Our mistake being, I still hate fast weapons, and they don't do much for me. I might as well have just taken the monkey. That's usually where you can start improving on your strat, depending on which one works. Again, Small Candle might work for other people, as we have Takushi-san, Charisma, Second Mystery, Dexterity, Light, and Strength. It just hasn't gone well for me. Also, the fact that we got brain damage means we would not have passed the knowledge check. That's way too much knowledge to make up for. But we don't have a second encounter check. Dexterity, yeah, that's the last time I don't know. Might be the last time I played to our knowledge. Well, I mean, it depends on how slow you're going, right? Like, obviously, I wouldn't mind using the shovel, but, and theoretically speaking, the Monkey Wrench isn't that slow either, so I don't classify Monkey Wrench as a slow weapon. So yes, shovel, crowbar are pretty bad weapons in general, but I would rather use the shovel than the crowbar. That being said, again, it's because I like to play a lot of quick play, which means I don't have the luxury of looking for a good run, and I have to take what I get, basically. So I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, right? I just want hardware store. And we'll just play with hardware store. I think I've given Occult Shop more than it's fair due, and yeah. Again, use whatever fits your situation. But boy, does yeah. not much else I can say. I didn't even get to use the Small Candle's effect because there wasn't really an enemy I wanted to run from because our Doom was so high. But anywho, Arms, Vigil, Festival, Nails, Scissors. Ooh. You know what? We are gonna do some scissors stuff. And we are on Timeline B, so never mind. Throw that out the window. Clap 4 Bows is gonna be our guess. I just make it simple on myself and just assume that whatever is second in the Friend's Diary, I just copy 3 times, and then we work off that. But as I lose 2 stamina immediately, let's just drink the bottle of... no. I don't think there's any really stamina healing here, aside from, well, indirect, as we trade 2 Doom for 10 experience. But yeah, we move on. But yeah, slow weapons, again, whatever fits your situation. Normally, those slow weapons are... I would say slow weapons are worse than fast weapons, still. But, depends on what your definition of a slow weapon is. If your definition of a slow weapon is... I mean, I'd even push it and say 90 speed or more, that's a slow weapon. If it's a weapon that has 75 speed or less, that's a fast weapon. That threshold might seem a bit small for weapons that are neither slow or fast, but trust me, around the 80-85 speed mark is about average for a lot of characters, because of how the speed calculation works. Again, really quickly, just for one thing, as we get a 5 damage wooden bat, so that's right, random item stats. But, so how the speed calculation works, take your stat, take the speed minus stat times 3 is your normal attacks at time speed. So therefore, 98 minus 6 times 3, 18. So we have an 80 speed attack, and if we check here, our wooden bat attack time unit cost is 80 time units. So hey, yeah, so 80 speed. So yeah, to you, anything more than 80 speed is slow, but depending on your character, I consider it average because you can build into stats, and around 6 or 7 is usually what you can get to comfortably, or more. Some people say you can get to like 9 or 10 comfortably. I don't... Strength, maybe, but... I mean, yeah, well, depends. Fast weapons, right? If you use fast weapons, I can see it happening, because you want to go so fast that you might even be able to fit 5 attacks, and that's usually the sweet spot for fast weapons. Most people like to throw up, like, Ayaka examples, but Ayaka is Ayaka, so I don't really count that. But anywho. Again, that's why I find it interesting to see people who are like, oh, you only use like one strategy in World of Horror. Meanwhile, all these calculations, but also RNG to counter that argument. So counter to the counter. I'll gamble on a 65%. Why not? I don't know why I'm doing this, but hey, maybe. We lose 3 stamina on average anyway. Now, of course, if I keep missing like this, that number plummets to the ground, but 4 stamina is not unheard of either. As we move on. Clap 4 bows, by the way, and now I can drink this bottle of water somewhat safely. I mean, usually I don't like to do it anyway, for the reason that purposely leaving yourself at 3 stamina or 3 reason and below, if you have a healing item, can grant you Desperate Struggle in an encounter where if you didn't have it, you're just losing any unnecessary HP. Those situations are not few and far between, but there are a handful of situations in which you walk into an encounter with 4 stamina for a reason, and if you had Desperate Struggle available to you, then you would have been able to one-shot the encounter. So just clap, bow, alternating is our ritual for this run. As we lose Bath. Losing Bath doesn't matter though, but I'm quoting someone when I say that. Or quoting people when I say that, because more than a few people have said it. I think some of them are trolling, but let it not be said that it's painful. To avoid the arms tragedy from last run, we'll take nails now and arms third. We'll also police station something. We have festival, forest max, nope, village and seaside, high threat level mansion, and I think we do. Do we have vigil? I don't know why I just forgot. I'm going crazy. Yeah. Again, when you calculate it, if you lose Bath after Mystery 1, you lose 5 bats, so that's immediately 5 stamina and 5 reason you lose, plus up to 5 stamina or reason combined if you heal either one. So essentially you lose 10 to 15 HP, or 10 HP and 25 experience, which, yeah, can mean a lot. Again, I say that a value of, well, 5 experience or 1 stamina, 1 reason, or 1 doom can mean a lot. You have a bit more doom, but I don't really like playing in that way with doom. Arms, what do we have next? Festival, as a dog borks in the background. I forgot the 5th mystery. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna assume it's Vigil and hope. Yeah. I shouldn't do this to myself, but hey, I'm me. I don't remember. And I try not to look in chat if someone tries to help me out, but when it happens, it happens. I mean, if it's not too, well, actually it's hard to say there. But anywho, as we enter this and hope for a katana, I feel like at least 50% of people who play World of Horror for the first time just draw katana in their first mystery they ever play. That's not true, but it sure does feel that way. All perks, hot bath, or fame. We're gonna enter, if we enter festival later, maybe, but otherwise, I like funds. I have the power. Also build strength, but we're also gonna visit the vending machines now to grab a 5 fund cigarette. And let's also open up funds for 2 doom, for 5 doom, but you get the point. And let us continue onward. But yeah, losing Bath early on is, I mean, it's not the most amount of HP, it is still a hefty chunk of HP to lose, so yeah. But that being said, again, that's when you have to try to work around what happens. If you lose Bath and you have like 3 out of town mysteries, pain. Otherwise, more pain. I mean, there's not much I can say about it. You're in pain either way. I think, do we one-shot this? Or 2-shot this, sorry? No. Not without throwing a brick, which I don't feel like doing. I may have to, though. Yeah, we have to, because next turn with the 5 base damage weapon, you deal 15 damage off a Desperate Prep Strong. Took you 7 runs to get your first katana, didn't even know how to get it at first. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the same situation for people new to World of Horror. You just end up stumbling around and suddenly you pick up a katana. At this point, it kind of feels like people just, all have looked into it and they're like, wow, katana, where do you get it? But people are just walking into it. And it's not 50%, but it feels that way. Will I be able to get a second? pack of cigarettes. If I visit the tree, it depends on the curses I get, because I'm planning to visit the tree for the funds to get another pack of cigarettes. I'm gonna do it. I have a pocket knife, but still. Why I said that is because I don't normally want a pocket knife out of encounters when I'm under the Nicotine Rush buff. It's kind of counterintuitive, but if you run into Rumu Ghost, Nicotine Rush usually doesn't do anything for you there anyway. So immediately here we get to Desperate Prep Handcuff. Again, you can complain about the fact that handcuff tech is by design bug, but as we get price hike, but thankfully we can still get a pack of cigarettes if need be. And we will, because we absolutely... Oh, that's right, we lost path. We absolutely need to take arms. We don't need to take arms, but it is a 4 stamina. It is a 4 stamina boss if you take the thingy-majiggy. If we're on Timeline A, I could have taken arms first, but that means we're fighting a boss, or potentially a boss in Mystery 1, which some characters can do. I personally don't choose to do it. So basically, yes, 2 to 3. Mystery 3 is for the boss mystery that I really don't want to fight. Vending machine, cigarettes, please. This should last us till the end of the run, and if it doesn't, I just wasted reason there. Paid. Paid. What do I do? Oh, that's right. Nothing to do there, but... So, for example, if I run to the Twisted Corpse, we're using the pocket knife. Otherwise, we'll lower Doom to rest here. That's essentially what that event becomes, if you have base rest. In defense of handcuffing mid-attack, it's really not that easy. Yeah, I say that it's not that easy, but I can see how for most players, doing that can be a bit of a sleight of a hand thing to do. It's not as hard, in my opinion, it's not as hard to do a sleight of hand in general, but you do, if you miss, you take unnecessary damage. And then you're just sitting there with a pair of handcuffs that you can use, but why, right? Anywho. Think it over again. I don't actually know Kochi events, but yeah. So again, that's why I allow it, because you at least have to learn how to do it. And do it reliably. Like, I have like a 98% accuracy in doing it, because obviously I have missed before. And yeah, nothing else to say about that. 5 damage per attack, or go for a absolutely insane 7 damage turn, which I can do, but while we're here, taking risk is not what this is about. You don't have to take risks in World of Horror if you pass knowledge checks and are not me, basically. Or better than me, basically. That's the more accurate term. Do we do this, by the way? No. In fact, I don't allow myself to do that. That's a graphical bug. That I don't allow myself to do, but... 95-75. Ooh, I could option select pocket knife here. But we're gonna hope. Okay, good. That's the risk. That's the biggest risk I usually feel like taking. And runs, excuse me. This would be great if I somehow pick up an illicit item in-game. Unfortunately, all of these are not serving me well. Self-therapy is what I would normally take, but... Yeah, deft handling, probably not going to see a use. I'm just going to take Yakuza card, though, because maybe I feel. I should also start healing during level ups, but hey. I forgot what my second encounter was, by the way. So just to be sure, I could also film roll to get more experience. We don't need any more handcuffs, but until we know for sure, as we're on Timeline A arms. Random timeline makes the game a bit more difficult, at least. It really does, because you're really not sure. I mean, yes, the consistent... we do have Vigil, by the way. The consistent option is to just assume you're on the worst timeline, but that means you can't optimize on places like, again, if I knew I was on Timeline A arms, I could have taken arms and then scissors, then I could have gotten deft handling, but, you know. So, moving onward. So again, for example, things in chat like I accidentally read over Ghoul Girl is our second encounter. I'm willing to allow that kind of here and there, because normally you're not forgetting your second encounters or mysteries, but I personally, obviously, as we take 3 stamina damage here, and hasty aid, forget at least like 50% of the time, I think more than that, what my second encounter is. You can try to logic it out if you forget, but as we pocket knife Kinoko gather here, you really shouldn't forget your second encounter. It is harder to forget, obviously, than your second mystery, because your second mystery is like a 2 of 5, whereas your encounter, you've probably fought at least 7 enemies per run, if not more than that, if you include bosses, so fun times. And that's the thing, right? Oh, so I will say something about fighting encounters back-to-back. I think I always say it, though. So fighting encounters back-to-back can happen if you zip and zoop. If you investigate, say, the village, fight an enemy there, and then you investigate the forest, and then fight an enemy there. That is, I think, balance-wise, that's why for custom mysteries, you probably, unless it's on purpose, but you shouldn't make each investigation a different location, because then it really wants to give me deft handling, by the way. It becomes possible for you to fight an enemy each investigation. I feel like there's something else I want to do here. We're probably going to level up again, so I don't mind just building into strength once more, especially for brace. But we don't have the knowledge check. We do have a strength check if we get the 6th floor. Otherwise, we're just taking like 3 stamina, 3 reason, because we don't have a light source. I forgot we lost Bath. Into Vigil we go as our last mystery. We have 44% Doom, by the way, but we could die here because, 1, we can't rest. So even though our Doom is very, 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 very good, if the events just roll badly for us, we die. Thankfully, we've gotten a light source and quite good events. Although if you do run into... Wait, are we on Kathak, by the way? We're on Cthulhu, yeah. Bow clap, bow clap. I can't fight these guests here, but in the interest of... Again, you can. Fighting the guests is not a bad idea. They do grant a lot of experience for the encounters you face. But you can also opt to take my method, which is to save as much Doom. That way you can guarantee your Lighthouse victory. So, yeah. Yeah, and with this, the Wooden Bat is a little bit fast, 2 speed faster, but that can be the difference. So, as we get a broken bone here... Thankfully, I took my thing. And I can actually prep attack. We have Nicotine Rush, that's right. I forgot about that. Never mind. Well, the game decided to just give me 8 knowledge and take away 1 strength, but... I should also, that's right, I have the empty bottle. But I would rather carry this meat cleaver, because I can throw the meat cleaver. You cannot throw the Curious Statuette for some reason. Even though you can throw rings at people, but, you know, take what's given to you. Spooky disappearance, but hey, maybe the type of familiar used to try to take picture hints, understand, yeah. So, I mean, again, if I wanted to just go... I think I've explained this before. Oh, my sweet goodness. Hold on, let me just not die here. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate, but we'll deal. Hope. That's dangerous. But I think just out of safety, I'm gonna use it and then forget it. But yeah, I've explained why I don't write things down. Again, I'm just trying to improve my cognitive brain to remember things. But if I wanted to like guarantee more runs, yeah, obviously I would write things down. And like post it. I mean, you just have to believe me when I say that. Maybe I have like 3 sticky notes pinned on a separate setup or the wall close to me that say things here and there, but hey. Also, this is quite painful. I can just choose to run here. I should probably just run here. Do I? I can throw the cap. Even if we have Takshi-san, we're free to throw things at this. The question is, will it matter? Otherwise, I can gamble on 85%. What a non-opportune time for me to have gotten Frostbite, by the way. Okay, good. I gambled again, but it's again, losing for a reason there was not the worst thing in the world. Blood Moon, by the way, so prep attack would have really been helpful, but since we don't need funds anymore, we'll just... Oh, I can't do it. I just have to bring out the film roll every time. Use up all your funds. That's the one thing Koji can do at the end of the run. 2 varying... Now, obviously, you don't normally have a lot of funds, but you might as well pour it in. Second site, Ghost Connection. Well, thank you for giving me that. I didn't need it, though. We don't have the 6th floor, so that's a good thing-ish. And we don't have the knowledge check, so I don't need to increase my knowledge. Unless I want to do certain combat actions, which are bugged anyway. But thankfully, Takshi's... Well, we have 5 cigarettes. Actually, 1, 4, 5, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. I think, yeah, if Takshi was 5th, maybe we have nicotine withdrawal. But let's just do the... Oh, not that. This... And move on. And yeah, Takshi-san should just go down here. Unfortunately, still can't do this, but we're accurate enough where it doesn't matter. So, boop. Boop. Take 3 Doom to the face. And then do this. I could have just thrown the wind bat as well, but hey. But yeah, it's understandable if you write things down. I'm not gonna shame anyone for it. It's how you play the game, and World of Horror is not competitive at all. And hey, even with that said, even if you were to somehow apply... I don't care. We survive no matter what. Yeah, even if, say, you were playing a fighting game competitively, if you have sticky notes on your screen to do things, I mean, I'm sure that's not allowed at actual tournaments, but, you know, most game genres do not benefit you competitively to have that, and even if that were the case, you would probably not be allowed to do so. So, that's a Cthulhu run down, by the way. I know I just gleaned past it, but as I do a thing... Oopsie doopsie, why am I doing this to myself? I just realized that OBS was being really weird, but I'll show you the current score, and then we will come back in a moment. Yeah, again, I'm not going to shame anyone for doing it. If it's allowed, again, I hold myself to a certain standard, at least for doing these challenges, to remember things, basically. But yeah, it would be... Oh, why am I going here? Why? Let me do a thing. Robot voice? Oh, because, again, OBS decided to do a thing, and I realized I had to fix something. So hopefully things should be okay now. If not, let me know. But, theoretically speaking, you should be able to throw more items than you think. But we deal with what we're given. Again, let me know if everything's okay now. It seems like things are okay, from what I can hear. Again, let me know. Oh, never mind, I lied. Okay, should be fixed. It should be fixed. Hey, it's a good... Okay, it was something really interesting happened. As it turns out... Well, you would have let me know earlier, but it appears I was on an OBS scene where my settings were flipped around, so I think it should be good now. Yeah, it should be good now. Because I know for certain. But as we fix that really quickly... So OBS was on a scene where my settings were different, basically. As we get Yogatag, Faylist, character exclusive, random item. Because I was doing certain things with OBS, and I was about to stream on Twitch, and I reverted that. But I did not change the OBS scene I was in, basically. Audio stuff, too. But as we get Moriko with the second Takshi-san Light Knowledge Charisma second encounter. Thank you very much, by the way. I do appreciate people letting me know. That's why I try to stay in tune with the chat still. But Knowledge, Charisma, which we're not doing with Moriko, so that's just going to be 3 stamina, 2 reason, possibly 5 reason if we don't get a light source, but we're Moriko, so we normally don't care. Moriko, I think, is a very... If we're looking at a tier list... Oh, my back, by the way. We're looking at a tier list... Moriko is definitely, like, maybe even top 5. Because the old shotgun, granted, firearms in general in World of Horror are not very strong. But, yeah, the old shotgun's a pretty good weapon for what it is as a firearm. And then, since you have a weapon, you can do a legal den, and then you could pick pretty much any other side locations you want as Moriko, depending on what you believe you want, on top of having perks that play nicely into having the firearm that she uses. So, yeah. So let's put on some Doomer Moriko clothes and see what we have on our plate. What god and backstory? Yogatag Fatalist. So, I mean, I could have known Fatalist. This is Festival, and this is Metamorphosis. The easy way, just if you're to take away anything from this stream, if you see a jellyfish on your mystery, that's Metamorphosis. So into... I could try to take Festival first. Otherwise, if I believe there's a boss mystery somewhere here, I should just take a mystery. I would rather take that than things. I'm sure there's a better way to play basically the Monty Dora Monty Hall door problem, I think that's what it's called. But otherwise, hey, thank you for the good luck, Netska. Very, very, I thank you very much, because, boy, that for if you want to go back, maybe I'll put it out, because I've been recording things on OBS. But yeah, the first run of the stream was definitely something special. But yeah, as we're on Sailors now, I guess I'll visit History Club and look for some easy stuff. Never mind, I lied. I mean, we can try to fight this boss. Do I want to, is the question? That'll depend. So yeah, we'll find out. Nice 11 charisma roll, by the way. Great start. We have Metamorphosis and things, so I'm just gonna... Ooh, nah, Mansion. If you're playing with base events and mysteries, in general, if Mansion and Village are at maxed out level, just do Mansion. Even if you have Bulletin, Mansion. Usually you'll be visiting the Mansion. Well, obviously, if you don't have Mansion investigations at all because you know the mysteries, like you don't have Vigil, or you don't have Hell, or you don't have even Sailors and Metamorphosis, because those have some, they have some Mansion investigations. Yeah. Check the VOD if you hype it up that much. Yeah, it was, if nothing else, at the end, check the end of the first run. The end of the first run, you'll know because I'm in ARMS. Just look for the ARMS mystery. The end of the ARMS mystery is, something special. Would have taken Daddy's Girl, again, yeah, Daddy's Girl for 10 Doom in the History Club. Even if number-wise it doesn't work, and number-wise it would be 10 Doom for 10 Stamina. That's actually very good value, by the way, but... I value Doom in general more closely. Actually, yeah, I probably should have just taken it, but anywho. Yeah, I wouldn't say not to take Daddy's Girl, it's just that I'm very, very greedy, stingy on Doom. But, Morgo ain't no Daddy's Girl, though. Yeah. Her challenge lore has something to say about that, but at the same time, that's why she's trying to break away, right? Question mark? Break away? You got that getting free. Oh, that's right. We're also on You Got That, so pain. But as we even out our stamina and reason here, if we're on timeline B, so be it. And we're not, thankfully. Again, Moriko has an easier time in my opinion, but it still could have been very painful. I wouldn't doubt that. I actually forgot what the boss's base stats were, so could have been very bad, but flipped the coin and made it out okay. If this is Festival, we're gonna take another mystery. We're taking Kana. And then we're gonna be entering Metamorphosis. Yeah, I mean, yeah, her dad apparently can take her guns away, so... her access to guns. But yeah. I think what tomorrow is, just as a sneak preview, while I have as much people as here as I would normally have, if not more than usual. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be another challenge stream, but it's not gonna be fanfics. I think I'm gonna do, it's gonna be weird, because I'm gonna, should I do it this way? I don't know if I should do it this way. It's gonna be World of Horror then, but, I guess I'm still thinking about it. Basically, tomorrow's going to be a challenge stream of some sort. Now, what exactly, I don't know. But, as we're in Metamorphosis here, and we're fighting this terrible encounter, we're just going to run. And move on with life. But yeah, that's all I want to say. If there's anything to take away. I could fight this, but... pain. So... I just... yeah. We get the Restless bonus. Our reason is absolutely in the ground right now, though. I don't know why I thought it was in Metamorphosis. I'm going crazy. Still, though, this is not the amount of... this is not the amount of HP I'd want. Fighting anything, really. Just notice the details on Mr. Pachinko and Mr. Coin sprites. Their coins in their... well, for me, it was that there are coins in their eyes, question mark. Am I going crazy? Anywho. Let us take Metamorphosis now. Now, if that fourth mystery is like... well, I don't know. I think... well, Flood. I think Flood would be the... would be bad, but... like, but yeah... their eyes! Their eyes! For me, it was their eyes. But anywho, I should probably have rested. Didn't need to. It was actually better for me not to rest here, so... yeah, one has coin slots, the other has pachinko pegs. Because I forgot the lower reason. I have not inspected them in a while. I can take this in the face, because then I can desperate struggle next turn. Two big slot eyes. If the Camfish, everything you do, yeah, Yogotag's still gonna be angry. Again, I've already explained why I don't obey Yogotag's mechanics. Maybe on another... Well, if you're feeling lucky, sure. But other than that, deft handling, please. Thank you. Yeah, other than that, not really much else to say. If you're lucky, you're lucky. If you're not, you're not. Now, what was I going to do here? Was there something I wanted to do? Oh, I wanted to rest once. Because, while it tops me off on stamina, I wanted to actually heal Reason. I still need to heal Reason. I actually should equip these. Is 4 charisma? No. Now we are taking penalty damage here, so pain. What do I want to do here? I don't want to open up the blessed shell. I guess I can, actually. Yeah, we're just gonna rest again. I don't want to, but pain. Strength, because that... Oh, it's 1 stamina. I forgot that you take super penalty damage. We're losing Doom out of thin air, though, so... My score! Take stamina damage. Rest again. We need it for this boss. I can bless shell the boss. I don't really want to, though, because now my Doom is really high. Gamble? 80-80. 80-70, sorry. My mistake. This is with deft handling, right? It is. Why do I feel like I'm taking so much more damage? Anywho, I think I'd rather brace here. Yeah, I'd rather brace. I should be able to brace into an attack. Yeah, 90% feels a lot better. Trade a bit of stamina? I should. Yeah, I should. But the reason I probably can't is because I need to do this. Oh, do I even get this? No. Yeah. I should have done it the previous turn then. A bit late now, though. I'm not getting the Restless bonus, so I still have some room for error, but we'll find out in a hot moment. I need to take stamina damage on purpose, though. This is just a free item, so as much as I would like to punish myself on purpose, no reason to. Do I have enough items to sell, by the way? We're not on random item stats, alright? It looks like we are. We are on random item stats, actually. So... I might be able to sell this energy drink for funds? I can. Can I sell this black hair for funds? Or is it negative funds? No. Just read the short story that the enemy was inspired by. Yeah, a lot of things, yeah, pretty much 90% of things you see in this game are inspired by Junji Ito, if not like 99%. I was thinking about selling things and then visiting the pharmacy, but my Doom is a lot higher now. I guess I can monument and gamble. Stamina or funds? Okay, good. Still though, I'm probably just gonna move forward. And we'll see what happens. Ooh, well, here I can trade off a bunch of stamina. So away we go. Oh my sweet goodness! Why does the game have to be this way? Anywho, we at least get this guaranteed. But hey, profit. And into an encounter I go. Yeah, I think we might just bless shell this encounter. Let's see, we have festival and another thing. Depends on what that mystery is, though. I still want to do this, for certain, though. Should I? 10, 16, yeah, 25, right? So I need to do at least one attack first. And it is guaranteed. So I'll do that. What? I missed the attack? Wait. What do you mean? No! Could I even guarantee that? I could have. I just did mean things. I'm going crazy. But meanwhile, while we get some Junji Ito lore. This thing, on the other hand. Pew! Into time skip. Thank you very much, game. I needed that. And by needed that, I mean I didn't. Well, hey. Who could it be, this Moriko that I do see? A mystery. Botanist. Well, taking Festival last then. If it's not Festival, I'm gonna cry, but we're effectively at 67% Doom because Botanist reasons. We'll deal with it. Yeah. That reminds me of a Frank and Fran chapter, and I'm only reminded of Frank and Fran because someone made a Frank and Fran character that's on Steam Workshop right now. I think it's also in I can't remember if it's also in the World of War Discord, but hey. Animate Heads. Also, Yo got that 2 stamina for 2 Doom. That's a bit much, but we'll have to deal with it for the moment as I take guaranteed events. I went through 4 mysteries. I've only leveled up once. That's a heck of a thing. Can we do this, by the way? 93%. For the love of everything. Okay, good. That way I can just do this. You know what would have been great right now? A pocket knife or something, but hey. This means we don't have any more access to the monument, but as we get a camp dog. Do I ever do side quests? Sailors, if I'm on random timeline, or timeline B. Off the top of my head, though, that's probably the only one. There are a handful of them are situational, though. Situational. Otherwise, I don't. For example, Akamanto, you want Akamanto's mask. Teacher is bugged, I think, because Teacher, I think what's supposed to happen is supposed to do more damage, but it actually flips it around, because if you do the side quest, the damage you do at the end of Teacher changes. But it's supposed to be I assume it's supposed to be more. For some reason, you do less damage, though. Unless that's on purpose. But the general answer is no. One of the only exceptions is Sailors. I think there might be 1 or 2 others, but I'm forgetting them at the moment. I also forgot to level up, but that's on me. But yeah, the general answer is no. But the longer answer is a few mysteries, yes. Because you want... Again, usually you want to avoid the boss of Sailors if you're on timeline B. I'm trying to think. Oh, Kana. Well, no, not Kana. Well, Kana you can if you want extra experience. And by Kana I mean heals. Sorry. I guess I can go through the mysteries as I'm autopiloting for a moment here. Arms depends on if you believe you're on timeline A and you want the sports rifle, which is a pretty okay... Yeah, the combat text will say 10 damage when you only deal 7. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? But the thing is, you deal 9 damage, so even then, it's wrong, because nowhere are you doing 10 damage. But Teacher has that effect on the last boss. What am I trying to... Metamorphosis pretty much does nothing, I feel. One of the newer mysteries that came with 1.0, I think changes your ending to A without anything else changing if you do the side quest. So that one maybe, if you're on Knight Errant, whatever mystery that is, either it's Teacher, Metamorphosis, Nails, side quests can change your boss if you choose to, I think. Unless it forces you, I can't remember. And then... Any particular reason? In general, it's more Doom and or HP loss. Depends on your luck, but usually it's more Doom or HP loss. For example, Coma, I don't like visiting the village, but if I need the Dust of Seeing for whatever reason, like I'm gonna fight Flood, then yes. Flood side quest is essentially saving all the researchers. Same reason, a lot of Doom, a lot more HP loss compared to just resting. Festival here. The side quest, I think the side quest is technically just investigating, so theoretically here, or effectively you're doing the side quest here, so this is one of the only ones I do the quote-unquote side quest for. As I forgot my second encounter really quickly. Yeah, I actually do want Ryoko, but I'm trying to think of every other mystery. I guess I can go over that really quick to kind of cool off my mind, because I'm definitely not in a normal state of mind right now. But we'll go over it again. Yeah, I'll go over it at the end of this run. That way I'm not just losing sight of myself. Now, that being said, my Doom is rising quite high, and we don't have the 6th floor yet. I was going to say we have the 6th floor. We don't. But we do kind of need to get lucky here. I don't think there's any Doom decrease in the forest. Maybe one source. Maybe. Depends on what event. I do need to pit. Never mind, we ran into the Dream Eater. Boof. That's gonna be painful. Yeah, save that thought until after this run. But I'm pretty much just gonna do a desperate struggle 3-turn here. I didn't need to. I do have a bullet for this, but I don't think I was gonna run into. No, I was not gonna run into anything else. I probably should have just shot this. Although I don't want to be on timeline B here, so here's hope. I mean, no, it costs Doom to rest. We want to do this. Running here for 5 Doom is less than resting here. Unless I visited the festival immediately. No, it's even. I think it's still more. Well, actually, yeah, I guess there is a way to avoid this. We're on timeline 8, thankfully. But there's a particular reason, I guess, in general, if you want a quick answer in case you have to leave. It depends on the mystery. It depends on the mystery. So let us hold this level up for a moment so I can heal as much stamina as possible. We don't have a light source. I think that I remember. But I want to make sure I don't have both second checks. I do. No, I don't. Second mystery, Takushi-san. Light knowledge. So I shouldn't die through HP no matter what. My reason's going to get a bit low. Unfortunately, I fight Takushi-san before losing stamina or reason. None of these are going to help us. Excuse me. I'll do this. I can handcuff Takushi-san as well. I don't think I'm going to shoot into him, though. So 92% Doom. Effectively. So we definitely can't fail the mystery check. That's for certain. Wait. Okay, I was about to say, did I not do every mystery? We should be able to start climbing. Energy drink for no reason. Black hair for no reason. We'll drink this in case we want to dodge and Takushi-san, but that's really the only way I die here. If I decide to, like, dodge crazy. Go dodge crazy. We did Kana second because Kana second. And, yeah, into Takushi-san we go. So, we can take 2 Doom here now that we've done what we've done. In fact, can I do this in time? Yes, I can. Hey! But that's obviously harder to do, but moving on. Yeah, as we complete this, assumably we complete this Yogatag run. We'll put ourselves on the scoreboard and let me go over things to at least cool myself down, and or take a drink of water, because I have that sitting as well. But let me show you the scoreboard really quick, and then we will talk about mystery stuff. So, let me update the scoreboard, because I slapped that on screen and did not put Yogatag up. But, as we now currently have a score of 2, let us move into the topic of mysteries and why I don't do most of the side quests. I think they should all appear here, so I'll just go over them kind of briefly, but this is kind of going to be more informal. In fact, I'm probably just going to make this a video, so excuse me. But the question asked was any particular reason I don't do side quests. The general reason is that especially if your RNG is bad, they do more HP damage to you, and what you get is not worth the HP you lose. Doom, stamina, and or reason otherwise. But if I can be persuaded otherwise, I can be persuaded otherwise. But to get into it, mermaids. This is investigating. Essentially, you're getting thorough investigation, which is a nice bonus. Again, moving forward, generally, side quests give you thorough investigation, which is a nice bonus to your XP. So if you need the experience for whatever reason, if you're playing jury, which I often don't do, but if you're jury, it's not a bad idea. But for mermaids, particularly, it's just 2 investigations on the seaside, and it doesn't really get you anything aside from thorough investigation. If I'm wrong somewhere, let me know. Footage, same thing. You're essentially going for ending A in footage, but that requires you to get I think the can of fuel in the hardware store, which is not guaranteed, because if you need to reroll at all, the Doom does not pay for itself, even on, I think on Night Errant you break even if you have to reroll once, but once you reroll twice, the going for the side quest and or ending A doesn't do anything for you. It actually hurts you. Arms depends on what timeline you're on. If you're on timeline B, I think you just get thorough investigation. If you're on timeline A, you also get the tiny key. But if you're playing on random timeline, especially with hospital encounters being as they are on Harbinger, keep in mind, this is all on Harbinger, yeah, it can be a lot more painful. You lose more than you gain. And especially if, in general, people don't think the sports rifle is that great of a weapon. It's nice in scissors, it's not that great of a weapon for most people. I think it's okay, but... Coma, this is the Dust of Seeing. Dust of Seeing has specific use cases. I've recently started taking it if I know Flood is in my run, because the Dust of Seeing in the high power boss encounter in Flood allows you to be a lot more accurate, and there's less RNG involved. This is a very special case, though. I don't often do it anyway, and if I don't have Flood, I'm probably not going to take it. Maybe with Metamorphosis, I will as well, but Again, you have to visit the village as well, which I don't actually like. I don't like a lot of locations in World of Horror, but hey. I think it's Household Hell. You need an well, no, you don't. You need to visit the seaside twice, so you can do that during the span of your run. But that's, again, one other seaside investigation you have to do, which, for me, personally, I don't like doing. You can do it. When I get into eels, I'll say the same thing, but an extra investigation here, if it gives you thorough investigation, is not bad. But theoretically speaking, if you lose like 2 stamina, 2 reason, but get thorough investigation, that's not a bad trade, but I don't like doing it anyway. And if you're going for ending A, you need an ally, and that's... Some allies, I mean, you want to keep allies anyway. You would rather just take the Knight Errant penalty than deal with the seaside, having to grab an ally, and then losing that ally. Because that ally can also, to counter-argue why getting ending A is better on Knight Errant, you can just throw that ally at an enemy, and they can do anywhere from 1 to 6 damage, and that can make the difference as well. Sailors, this is one of the few mysteries, if any others at all, that I do side quests for, because I play on random timeline. If you're on timeline B, you're forced to face a boss if you don't do the side quest. If you're on timeline A, you get thorough investigation, which is nice. But again, on random timeline, you don't know, so are you willing to flip the 50-50 coin? Otherwise, you can ignore it, but I personally don't. So the only side quest I do, to avoid a boss. Or have the chance of avoiding, but you can still fight the boss if you do the side quest here. I don't know why you would on Harbinger. If you're feeling quite macho, sure. Scissors, theoretically speaking, the side quest here is the Friend's Diary or getting ending A on timeline A. If you're on timeline B, pretty much it doesn't exist. But on timeline A, it's half and half. If I want the Cursed Scissors, I've recently just started usually going for the Cursed Scissors, so in general, no. But if you have a good weapon or good build or a custom character that's really good, go for an easier boss. So another one on top of Sailors that I would be more willing to do the side quest for, but less so than Sailors. Because not doing the side quest can grant you a very, very good weapon for the run. Ward, the side quest is theoretically speaking, there's not really a side quest, but if we had to give it one, the Curious Package, so in essence, yes, because if you don't give the person the package during this mystery, they do all damage instead of stamina damage, which essentially doubles your HP damage taken in the run. So again, Ward, Scissor Sailors are pretty much yes. Although, theoretically speaking, if you're saying Ward does not have a side quest, you can just call that not applicable. Akamanto is a definite no, now with handcuff tech, because grabbing the mask is easier than fighting true Akamanto. Even on Knight Errant, you come out positive on Doom, as opposed to pretty much losing HP trying to go for ending A, because ending A just makes Akamanto have more HP. And yeah, granted, for non-ending A, for ending B, you take stamina damage, but you get to decrease Doom when you wear Akamanto's mask, so no, don't do the side quest, in general. Festival, in essence, you're doing the side quest by visiting the forest 5 times, aside from maybe a smart Timeline B play, where you are purposely letting the end not getting ending A here, then maybe, but normally I take it regardless, because sometimes Timeline B gives you a good item, and sometimes you can just run away for 5 Doom anyway, which is not the most, especially if you know Festivals in your run, and by that I mean a non-Fatalist playthrough, you can plan around it. Same thing with painting. Painting is, you can try to plan around it, depends. The short answer is it depends. The side quest is essentially following Amy and getting ending A here. The problem is that there's a boss at the end, so the general answer is also no, because the boss here hurts a lot. So the reason why I said maybe before, though, is that if you're playing with Mizuki, or you're playing with certain characters, you can fight this boss comfortably. Despite what you see on my channel, I normally avoid it, so the general answer is no, but for most players, I say it depends, because you want to... Though the boss does a lot of reason damage, you can fight it comfortably with a good handful of characters in this game, or with good preparation. Kana, the side quest is visiting the seaside twice. Sometimes you'll see me do this, but not often. So my general answer is also no, but For most players, I say it's not a bad idea because you only have to do one seaside investigation. You do the second one in the course of the mystery. So some people slip up on that. They're like, oh, I have to visit the seaside twice. But you do it once during the course or near the end of the run. So, I mean, if you want to visit the seaside twice with Kana, sure. But that's a you thing. But in general, for me, no. And the reason why is because it's an extra investigation, which I don't want to spend Doom on and or lose HP on high threat levels. But, good night, by the way. So, someone talking in chat, good night. I'll see you later, and thank you for watching. As for Metamorphosis, I think it's like 2 downtown investigations, but it doesn't do anything aside from thorough investigation. If I'm wrong, let me know. Otherwise, same thing with other mysteries I've said. In general, you take more damage on Harbinger. Nails is, doing the side quest of Nails, I forgot if it's been a long time, but if it forces you to do the boss, there's not really a reason. The boss is harder than not doing the side quest mainly because the enemy, the boss at the end of a non-side quest complete Nails is a human enemy, therefore you can handcuff it. And then obviously you have to visit a location twice anyway, which means you're taking more damage. Ramen, throwing 2 items away is good for, if you're jury, that's probably one of the few situations. Otherwise, normally, even items that are quote-unquote useless, I like to hold on to regardless because Sailors exists. Ever since Sailors got Timeline B, I've started throwing away items for ramen. I'm less likely to throw away items for ramen. So, oh yeah, so Nail's side quest, just rewinding a bit, lets you choose, but you usually want to choose the easier boss anyway. And even if you're on Knight Errant, I mean, again, if you're, say, Aiko, or Aiko with 10 curses with Blood Mania and Eldritch Possession, sure, but in that case, you throw specific mysteries out the window because they're just going to stomp on pretty much any situation anyway. So yeah, that's Nails. Even if you get to choose, the main choice is ending A, and you're probably going to choose the easier boss on Harbinger. As for Ramen, as I just said, Sailors exist, so I used to do the side quest, but now, barring Jury, who wants experience before the horror catches up to her, no, because I want those items to hold on to, especially if I know Sailors is in my run. If it's not in my run, maybe, but most oftentimes I don't do the side quest. Because I'm not in a situation where I want to throw 2 items away. Flood, the side quest, theoretically speaking, is saving every researcher to get ending A, but in the process of visiting, put it in number-wise, say that the Theologist is in the village. You save the Theologist to decrease damage by 1. Now you have to save the Damage Researcher, so you have to do 2 school investigations and 3 forest investigations, or 3 village if you save the Theologist in the forest. And usually on Harbinger, that's not going to work out. If you're lucky or have good RNG or know what you're doing, you can go for the side quest. I personally don't, because again, in general, a lot more Doom spent, and you can save that Doom by resting instead in Flood and healing HP for the boss fight that is gonna chomp away a lot of reason, usually. Vigil, the side quest is Vigil. This is one of the few ones I also do too, if we count the following the Vigil as a side quest. Actually, funny enough, this is reverse for the community. People like fighting the guest more oftentimes than not, from what I've seen, because it's a lot of good experience. But I personally choose to do it to save on Doom. But it depends. It really depends on the situation you're in. There are times to do the Vigil and do the side quest. There are times to not do so. Botanist, we don't really talk about it. If it's a different side quest, then I'm thinking, oh yeah, visit the school twice. All that really does is allow you to do an ending other than D, or C, or whatever, but essentially letting Shiro-san die there is the non-side quest. Trying to do the side quest can grants you other endings, but usually those endings are a lot worse. Now, fighting Shiro-san might be a more applicable thing, but if you're doing 2 school investigations, again, just mainly because you're adding on 2 more investigations in which bad things can happen, even if Shiro-san was an easy boss to defeat without losing the left behind Doom penalty, it's a lot more damage. For me, anyway. Again, it depends on the situation. If you're feeling really confident, be my guest, because I think the turn in which you expose Shiro-san, you're taking all damage, so yeah, and then for ending A, well, ending A, you get the flamethrower, but ending A, you need mermaids, and you need to do ending A for mermaids to get the fire axe, which you need to chop yourself out. All the while, you're getting smacked by Shiro-san for 3 to 4 all damage on Harbinger, so I'm shrugging in real life as I say, yeah, this is a definite no, 99% of the time. Bulletin, again, one of the handful in which I do the side quests because 1, it gets you ending A, so nice for Knight Errant, and 2, you get to skip a boss, so yeah. Painting is Chainsaw. And then as for the last 2 mysteries here, Recluse, technically the I don't know what you want to call it. Either I'll speak about both options. So Sacrifice the Doll gets you a granted in general, yes, I guess, in theory, if you're picking up the stuffed toy, but we'll go over the 2 possibilities instead. You either sacrifice the toy, in which case usually the strategy is to go into Flood. If you have Flood and Recluse, what you might do is go into Recluse, purposely sacrifice the doll. That grants you an item that you can equip that increases your max reason, which grants you more HP for Flood, wherever the heck it is. But instead, if you want to save the doll for at least, even if you believe it's a bug, or if you believe it's a bug, you can get rid of nicotine withdrawal, which is a quote-unquote, I'm doing air quotes in real life, curse. Otherwise, the stuffed toy is a good toy that I like to hold on to that allows you to remove 1 curse for free. One of the few ways to remove curses. So, if we were to play, play around, yes, you do the side quest here. And then Teacher, the side quest here is currently quote-unquote bugged because it's supposed to deal more damage. Instead, you deal less. Right now, you deal 7 damage if you do the side quest per Teacher attack. If you don't do the side quest, you deal 9. I don't know where the 10 is coming from that the in-game chat tells you, but that's essentially how much damage you're doing. And it is important because, well, sometimes I can do 9 damage and then throw an item and save a turn. If you're dealing 7 damage, that's a lot more. But otherwise, yeah. One last thing, yeah. For Recluse the stuffed toy, even if you can't get rid of nicotine withdrawal, being able to remove curses at all, very good. But yeah, otherwise, again, the general answer as to why I don't do, or general answer, do you do side quests? No, but the longer answer is it depends. For me personally, I do a handful of them, but I skip a majority of them, certainly. So that's the answer to the question of why and do you skip side quests? Again, this is all based off of Harbinger difficulty on in a vacuum of quick play runs on random timeline with sudden death. Yeah, so that's the answer. So I hope that answered the question. Otherwise, let's get into things, because again, if nothing else, providing advice, I do my best, but I can give you my own reasons at the very least. As we get into Exquisite Taste character exclusive random item Mimi. And we'll move on. Mimi, we can feel pretty comfortable here. I think I personally still like to choose Illegal Den over Monument. Some people choose Monument over Illegal Den in a Fatalist backstory, but as we have Knowledge, Light, Second Mystery, Dexterity, Strength, and Charisma, so maybe every single stat check, no second encounter. Well, we'll see what happens. Police Station is pretty much you always choose. Rest, I think, is a good one, but it depends. Nicotine withdrawal, you have nicotine withdrawal, IRL, while self-inflicted does feel like a yeah. Poetic justice, although I don't often, I think I've maybe intook something with alcohol no more than 5 times in my life, and I've never really smoked. Obviously, secondhand smoke is a thing, and don't hurt me, robots, I'm just talking about a glimpsing experience, but anywho. Yeah, thanks. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I don't mind explaining it, even if I'm mumbling and bumbling around with my words. I hope that I've provided some help, even if that's in terms of, well, Jordan, you're wrong, so I'm going to do everything else. And again. So yeah. Enough about that, let's move on. Well, I don't want to say enough about that, because if it's important to talk about, no matter what the topic is, we should talk about it. Unless there's good reason not to talk about it. If for no other reason than robots, but let's see if I made a smart play with Illegal Den. The answer is no. Hell, Recluse, Nails, Coma, Flood. Recluse, Flood, Nails. Oftentimes you'll also see me not sacrifice the toy in Recluse anyway, even though I have Flood. Although, since I'm Mimi, that's probably, yeah, now that I think about it, it's probably a good choice to do. Again, clearing my mind. Do I want to take Nails now? I can instead take Recluse now. That I know for sure. Yeah, let's take Recluse now. We know the apartment is never going to have even a low threat level, so we can kind of safely take it. And then we can usually safely take options. Now, if we somehow lose 4 reason here, that's going to be really weird, but hey. But yeah, as someone who's known people who, well, I don't. What's the way I want to phrase it for a robot's sake? Basically, smoke. I guess that's the safest word I can use. Smoke. Yeah, it's hard. Again, and I'm not saying that we should just completely destroy because you can. There are people who believe in there's drug abuse and there's just if it's legal, obviously you can use drugs in a recreational manner. I think there's some people who advocate for that. Again, I'm speaking about this in a very educational, informative standpoint, at least to a general layman's eye. I'm not a specialist at all. But I think smoking, you are inclined to do it. Is it good for your health on average? Likely no, but again, if and I think there have also been prescriptions for smoking as well I don't know how true that is in general. I swear that's not off of House MD, but yeah, I personally don't choose to smoke because I think it would be bad for me, especially I feel my body in its current condition. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I don't think it's anything too serious, but smoking, and especially secondhand smoke, would not be great for me. But I also have been exposed to secondhand smoke, and I didn't like it either, so maybe there's some kind of phobia or how should I say? Some kind of... What's the word I want to use? I'm not scarred, there's another phrase for it, but... You get what I mean. I don't like it, essentially. So for me, it's not for me. Now, if that means that I've kind of unfortunately hurt people, because I also have kind of done the thing where I distance myself physically in like a very shimmy-like way from people who smoke, and I don't want them to feel bad. It's just, ugh. I for some reason I just can't handle it. But anywho, yeah. So TV shows notwithstanding, again, I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm just giving my opinion on a matter. I do not advocate or not advocate or go against the use of things. Because again, people are trying, business people would argue the point, right? Like if you're someone who has who works in a brand of selling cigarettes, or, you're in the business of making alcohol for profit, making wine and something, like because wine can have alcohol content as well. I'm not saying that you can't do that because again, I do like to try to think of, both sides of the argument. Unless, of course, one is just committing an atrocity to human beings, and very in general, and we obviously both, and even when one side seems to be that way, we can't deny that the other side also has its demerits or bad things. So, as I think I do have coma, and we're also in nails right now, so we want to police patrol the hospital. Speaking of health issues, again, I do try to think of, people who are making these things or have a business in it. Because if you take that away, and it's not people who own it either, it's people who, are people on the floor making alcohol, because even though they don't own any part of it, that means those people are losing their jobs. So I'm not going to get in between someone and their livelihood, but there is a, how should I say? I think there is a, what's the word I want to use? Not educational, but there's a... What's the best way I can say it is civilized debate we can have about the topic, but again, that's not my particular. Obviously, that's not. I'm just some dude playing video games on the internet. That's not my area of expertise. Certainly not. But let's see here. I think I can eventually handcuff. We're gonna enter flood, so it's not the worst thing in the world. But we need to hit at least twice, right? Yeah, we need to hit twice. I would like to only hit twice. Otherwise... Yeah, we have to do this and do handcuff. Hopefully I hit this. Oh! I almost missed it. I was about to say, I should have drank the bottle of water just to ensure I didn't die. Because I have already saved the action sequence, so hey. 6th floor, by the way. First aid for Mimi, and we'll take strength. And we'll move on. I need to drink this bottle of water first. But into flood we go, because otherwise there's no better opportune time. So, let's do this. Yeah, I think... Well, it'll depend on the... Yeah, I'm not going to say what I was going to say. So, let's just move on. Nope, prep attack, please. We do have a knowledge check at the lighthouse, I believe. So it behooves me to increase knowledge. I've been using the word behooves a lot. I don't know if I've been... Actually, now I'm curious. Let me take a deep breath. And search up the definition of the word behooves really quickly. To be necessary or proper for, comma, as for moral or ethical considerations, semicolon, be incumbent on. Those are a lot of big words that, well, the last one was a big word thing, but yeah, I think, you know, it would be necessary or proper for me to do stuff. If I were to insert that in place of the word behoove, I think I don't even remember how I used the word. Oh, increased knowledge. It would be necessary or proper for me to increase knowledge for moral, ethical reasons, be incumbent on, because surviving would be pretty important. Although I guess the switch word that I should have used was, it would be good for me. That's the easier writing term replacement. It would be good for me to increase knowledge. Self-proclaimed writer, by the way. Not that I've done anything, not that I've done any professional work, but hey, let's just rest till the end here and do our best. We have first aid as well, so we're sitting on actually more reason than we think. Unfortunately, I think we have a thing. Nope, Mimi's obsession is just really doing that much max reason damage, but I want stamina as well, so we're gonna keep resting. Anywho. So yeah, we just do this. We just sit here and do this. That's all we're doing. Because otherwise we're gambling on a 25% chance to hit. I personally can stick with the scalpel for an entire run. Probably shouldn't do that, but again, I like to save on Doom, so if certain players or some players want to switch out the scalpel for occult shot weapons, you're free to do so. Again, if it's to your benefit, be my guest. If it works for you, I'm not going to complain. That being said, though, it doesn't work for me, so hence why I don't do it. But let's drink this bottle of water so we can heal a bit more. We might even just desperate action anyway, but we'll see. If I had another damage researcher, I wouldn't have needed to do this. So objectively speaking, I probably did not. I probably could have saved the damage researcher and come out a lot better. But if I ran into, say, the Young Witch back-to-back with a guaranteed otherworldly event in the school, then probably would have been a lot more painful. But again, we have first aid, so hey, profit. Did I just get a lot more no, it was tireless on top of first aid that healed 3 reason. Anatomy class? Rather take quick thinking. I do want knowledge. I guess I'm going to do it now, just in case something weird happens. But if something weird did happen, 1, I would have liked to save the stuffed toy. But 2, it would probably be brain damage, and I would not be able to prep attack regardless. Let's do coma now. Actually, I should have done coma last. I usually take coma last. The reason is, well, in this specific instance, between hell and coma, hell, you're stuck in a location. Coma, you still have access to resting. But we have 34% doom, so there's no reason I should feel that threatened. In fact, I can just run here. 5 doom or possibly 4 stamina. That's the trade you're looking at. Unless you're going to dodge. Again, don't let it be said that I don't give you other ways to think about an encounter. Is dodge consistent? Probably not. I mean, well, the way you would think about it, as we roll on luck here. Whoops. Just not many. Okay, yeah, I'll let you cook. But what am I doing here? Oh, so yeah, what was trying to say about dodge is, so you look at dodge in the way that how many turns are you going to be spending in an encounter if you use dodge? And with that said, so take the turn. So say an enemy is doing 3 stamina damage, and you're dodging for 4 turns. That means theoretically you are taking. Oh my goodness! I just want to roll well once. I don't know why I do this to myself. You are taking half. You're taking half of those turns and just getting hit because dodge is a 50% chance. So 50% of 4 turns, 2 turns. Therefore, you're taking 2 turns of 3 stamina damage. That's 6 stamina. So on average, you're taking 6 stamina damage. Is that something you want to do? And that's what I ask myself when I think about doing dodge. Otherwise, the flip side of the coin is, am I going to dodge this 1 attack, which is obviously the gamble you're rolling on? And if the answer is yes, then feel free to dodge. If the answer is no, pain. Anywho. I should have probably healed stamina since we had first aid, but I can't guarantee I'm going to fight every single encounter either, so in the interest of survival, do we have fetid fumes? We do now. That's unfortunate. So instead what we're going to do is Rich Tree once for stamina. Witch Tree twice for stamina. And hope and pray. We'll rest once just to do some healing, but I want the lighthouse to heal me up, which means I need to survive with what I have. We're also probably just going to stick with this mind wipe. But hey, yeah, World of Horror kid-friendly, no references compared to GTA. Well, I mean, depends on I guess it depends on your place of residence, right? For example, Japan is a bit more, not strict, but is a bit more censorship heavy on gore compared to the West. But the West often lets a lot more content of other nature slide compared to Japan, in my opinion, on average, I believe. And I think this is observable, but maybe not. Maybe not. But yeah, ESRB essentially. Basically, it's whatever based on the local rating standard that exists in your place of residence. That being said, again, if something is an atrocity to human beings, let's not fathom that or tolerate that. But again, when you go down to the details, trying to figure out the gray between the black and the whites, it can be a bit of a thing. Also, this is a very lucky household hell, by the way, as we get time skip. But we should be able to just rest in this lighthouse. If nothing else, this bath really saved our lives. So, yeah. Germany is very strict, you heard. Again, I don't know for sure. Again, we would probably want someone who knows just as much, if not more, but I certainly don't know a lot. Knowledge, light, dexterity. So 6 stamina damage, 5 doom, 5 reason. We can move on. Unless something really strange happens. But no Takashi-san. So, yeah, with this said, in the interest of... I swear it's not for a cliffhanger reasons. I can fit another run in. Yeah, you know what? We're going to do another run. That might be a bad idea. But I'm about to find out, aren't I? So we're going to... Yeah, I'll just announce it now. We're going to do one more run on this stream. We should have a... Me trilling my... Trilling? Is that the phrase? Trilling my lips? Is that how you describe that? That's a me thinking onomatopoeia noise, but as we finish a Yogatag run, which we already have completed, but I'll throw the scoreboard on screen just to throw it on screen. Yeah, we're still at a score of 2, so either we get a dupe god and we deal with the consequences of my unfortunate deciding to do one last run, or we get a new god and maybe we get a score of 3 unless we just die because we're on like Fatalist something. But as I get Herald, World of Horror character exclusive Toshiaki, more of a normal run aside from Toshiaki and kind of Herald, but if we get Frostbite immediately, I guess that'll be the end of the stream. But light, I mean, I do have things to say. Knowledge, Charisma, Strength, Second Mystery, Takashi-san. Hold on, let me think here. I mean, we're just taking 5 reason, 6 stamina damage, but just in case there's Takashi-san, no second encounter again. But we are Toshiaki. Let's do a legal den, actually, really quickly. I'm gonna do Army Knife. I've recently picked up a liking to the Army Knife. And obviously, as you can see, Toshiaki has more perception. That would also save me from taking the Monkey Wrench and oofing my stamina, just in case I get a broken bone. But as we have Household Hell, Mermaids, Botanist, Bulletin, and Coma, let's do Bulletin first to get all of these 8 investigations out of the way. But let's also do some Toshiaki things. So, my favorite character to play, even though Yashiro may still have a higher win rate for me personally than Toshiaki, I like playing with Doom. I like having a lot of Doom to play with. Now, that being said, I guess we'll take Masafumi for the moment, but we want the thingy. We're just going to take a lot of allies, I guess. Wow, really? I'm going to actually reroll. Now I'm just curious. Okay, the one bad thing about the Army Knife is I have to sit here, but we're at negative 2% Doom, so hey, we're still okay for the moment. Honestly, you honestly don't think gonna win this? I'm gonna win this Nuzlocke if you have to keep doing the same old gods. You know what? Hate Yashiro for no reasons. Hate Toshiaki for no reasons. That's his self-imposed. Yeah, my self-imposed rule is dupe gods. I have to survive, and that really shouldn't be. Again, if you're gonna do this challenge yourself, feel free to do whatever you want. Also, I guess we set the police station to the village because we're doing 3 village investigations for now, but this doom might look scary. It is a bit scary, but we'll deal with it. We are at least super powerful with Ryoko and extra ghost damage for as much as that matters, but hey. Well, I'll do my best. Again, my own rules, at least for myself, are based on the idea that if you do follow the rules I've set for myself, if you have a good win rate, this shouldn't really, well, compare that to other people doing Nuzlocks in other games, and it actually can take a while. Especially if it's challenging. But, as I forget to do the side quest, well, okay, yeah, someone just reminded me, but I just remembered to do the side quest. And I also roll a 12 on luck, but hey. Let's try not to die to reason loss. What is my threat level in the forest? Low. We'll try not to die. We'll try not to die. Unfortunately, since the village is at a high threat level, I do need to rest here once. Because I will die to losing -2 reason, the reeds, and penalty damage. But if I get this wine, that's cool. I need to remember to drink that at the end of this mystery, because that plus an empty bottle will be quite good. As we prep attack with the army knife, yeah. Yeah, Toshiaki things. I could have arrested this encounter, don't need to. But yeah, moving on. 50% Doom, but we're effectively at 17% Doom. That is pretty bad, but effectively now it's 20%. But if you get Thought Flash, because I know I'm on character-specific perks, fun. But let's do ending A here and move on. Thought Flash. The moment I get Thought Flash, though, I might have to consider whether or not I want to hit level 3. If you don't decide to hit level 3 with Toshiaki and you have Thought Flash on your second level, Doom is pretty much a non-issue. Roads closed, by the way. Price hike. So roads closed is going to hurt me more, so this is a normal Doom run now, funny enough. Because while my Doom is decreasing every mystery, we also have Botanist and Household Hell. So I do need Thought Flash, but I'm not going to reroll. Maybe I won't. It'll depend. But if we already... So yeah, so actually no bosses at all. Well, kind of, but... let me see. Mermaid... Yeah, so we have a lot of downtown as well. But we're about to visit the village. Now switch to downtown. We have a lot of downtown to deal with. I do need to level up immediately. Yeah, you don't count the full 50%. Oh yeah, that's right, 50% Doom. Because it hasn't been... Or maybe it's... Either way, we're working with 10% per mystery. But anywho. I could fight this. Yeah, I could. Yeah, because it might not live this long. Yeah, and that's the thing with Toshiaki. But again, on an average use case, even if you're at 50, as long as you're at like under 80% Doom during a mystery, you're not going to hit. Your Doom isn't going to increase by 20% normally. But yeah, I could fight this boss. I lose a bit more Doom because of Colt. No, we're on World of Horror backstory. I thought you lifted my hopes, but no. The answer is no. Unfortunately. Dot Flash? Cure is my second one. Rage is not. I might actually I'm gonna reroll here once. And get nothing. I'm gonna reroll one more time. You know what? We're gonna stick here. I'm gonna live and die by this, and by that I mean we're gonna reroll one more. Okay, so now once we get Thought Flash, we can no longer level up. Because we've lost too much Doom. We have effectively we're at. Funny enough, we're still at a safe Doom level. Again, as long as I'm not at 90% Doom, I don't really have to worry about dying to Doom at the present moment. But yeah, you thought I'm on cult. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we're not on a cult, unfortunately. But our Doom is effectively at 37%. But obviously, if I hit 100% Doom, I die. At the same time, I have Thought Flash now, so I can do some management. Although I probably lost more Doom rolling for Thought Flash than I have. Because what this ultimately does, in my opinion, is that it prevents me from really healing reliably. Because I've spent all my Doom. Basically, I should not have spent the Doom I spent doing the two things I did. Rerolling for Army Knife and rerolling for Thought Flash. It was not worth it. But we just have to take this injury here because 3 stamina damage is not what we can take. Monument also exists, but I need to, yeah. So that's why I personally don't like... Well, I like Monument less. I still use it, obviously. But, yeah, Monument is a nice, safe thing to have. But I usually like to be preventative in this game, which means I don't want my HP to be low, because I know it might become low later on. Now, obviously, the flip side of that is using the monument now allows you to spend Doom later. But as my Doom... Well, actually, we're effectively at 49% Doom because we're gonna get a thing. Where did that rusty sickle come from? That can drop a rusty... Why did that drop a rusty sickle? Anywho. Dog, right? Dog. Yeah, higher chance of finding... I didn't know that. The more you know, if it mattered. But let's move on. I mean, was that a better weapon? I'm not on random item stats. 585, 475 speed. But I can already prep attack with the army knife. Until I get hallucinations, of course. Small chance of dealing 1 extra damage, but it's a proc chance. And you know how I like to feel. You know how I feel about that. Let's heal reason and move on. So yeah, basically I need to make use of my thingamajiggy. We also have roads closed, so we could doom out here. But I want to take Hell, Mermaid's Coma. So go do Hell and fight whatever comes. That way I'm not dealing with bonus damage. But also Mermaid's 4th, because I'm going to take the burns and then heal that in Coma, where at the end of Coma I'll be taking 3 reason damage, but I won't die immediately. The other thing to kind of try and justify. I didn't want to take Doom, but flashbacks is kind of bad too. To justify my leveling or my reroll during leveling, I would have also taken Cure, but I also didn't see Cure at all. I don't think, right? So, pain. In game, go to hell. In game, household hell. That's the shorthand. Don't hurt me. Anywho, take stamina damage here, or both, really. And yeah, so we can't get rid of flashbacks yet. And in fact, again, we have Fathat Flash at the ready, but we are also effectively at 50% Doom right now. I might want these handcuffs, but hey. Also, there are some people who might have said, hey, Jordan, take the book during that book event. No. Yeah, you know, but I'm just being safe. But, yeah, I wasn't yelling at anyone, I'm just saying. Okay, maybe... And I stored the handcuffs too. I should have also equipped the ritual mask, but... I guess I'll do this. Yeah, I guess we'll also throw the mask. We get bonus damage. I didn't know that. No. Anywho. So yeah, I could have been. So that's my. That's a smaller mistake, but it's a mistake I made. But yeah. So during that book event, a lot of people like to take the book. If I were in a much safer situation, yes. But obviously that's not the case right now. So yeah, roads closed, mansion investigations. That was the other part of it. That I couldn't control, but what I could control was all the rerolls I did. We're gonna hold on to this level up because for Thought Flash reasons. Because even no matter what I get, aside from maybe quick thinking, ooh, that's a good point. No, I'm gonna hold on to it. Effectively, how much Doom decrease do I have right now? 7. So my Doom can effectively be at 81 minus 21 minus 41% Doom. I could be at 41% Doom right now. But while we're relatively healthy, again, this is probably the one situation that I've run into where I can do what I did. We'll take the Doom here. But do we get time skip yet, by the way? No. But I can react to it, so that's fine. Yeah, this is the few situations where I'm actually in the situation where, yes, theoretically speaking, I'm at a less effective value of Doom, or number of Doom, but I can Doom out before I can cash out that Doom decrease. But, as I've said before, especially with Thought Flash, but even if I didn't have Thought Flash, you can work with this amount of Doom, which is why I'm going to spend Doom healing Reason. But also because I have Thought Flash. Now, if I get flashbacks, that's just one of the few pitfalls of Toshiaki. My question is, do I want to brace here? Do I get bonus damage here? Oh, I don't remember. I'm going to play it safe. This is another run decider. But I'm not sure if I have bonus damage. Yeah, I've gone the cheerleading event. Yeah, it's because it's a Herald event. General events like Herald, or God events like Herald, I call them general events. If they're character events or God events, I call them general events. Those are not part of the normal... Again, if you think of the game as a big TRPG, each location is a deck of cards, but the game can just throw in a card from the general deck, so... Or, in another way of speaking, each location has a deck of cards that says... Then some of those cards say, draw a general event, but I don't think that's what happens here. To not lose more Doom, we're gonna do this and take stamina damage. Now we are gonna take burns here, unless I do this. No, I'd rather take burns. I'd rather take burns, and I can visit school nurse. I would rather visit the hospital. And then I got time skip, but we're on Herald, so that was going to happen. But I think I can safely level up here. But let's keep scared. Again, there's no reason to level up. I prep attack, so I don't need the accuracy. I could use a perk, but that's as much RNG as me hoping that my Doom doesn't increase out of nowhere. So let's get rid of these burns first. I often forget about burns, but let's not forget now. And do this. Okay, as long as it wasn't Hasty Aid. I don't care. We're probably just going to gobble on these painkillers, but let's just find out. Again, better to hold on to things and see. Question mark. I can't throw the bottle of water. I'm not going to take a risk, so I'm just going to throw the bottle of water now, and then do this. Okay, I didn't get bonus damage. I get box cutters, but that's probably worse. 14 damage. And I know I can prep attack. Okay, yeah, let's equip the box cutters. Because we could run into Miku here, and we don't want to run. I could run. Stamina damage. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I should have taken the reason damage. As you get closer to the end, you want to worry about the lighthouse more. And in general, especially if you don't know your lighthouse checks, you take more stamina damage than you do reason damage. You do take a boatload of Doom, by the way, as the hospital rises to max threat level. We got 2 threat level increases, by the way, and now we need to Thought Flash once, at least. I'm going to do it twice, but we probably need to do more. But we'll see, right? We'll see. Oh, we don't have a single spell to our name. We're effectively at 85% Doom, but I probably need to Thought Flash again. Because we're going to be visiting this hospital, and Doom can just shoot up through the roof. It's a free event. And now we're at the end of the mystery. But let me just check the lighthouse before I do more Thought Flashes. We have the 6th floor, we have Blood Moon. Doesn't matter. In most of your Harbinger runs so far, you either win or die. And that's the. I feel like that's the case for me too. I don't know this for sure, but I feel like that's the case for me too. It's mostly things that happen in between that kill you before the lighthouse. For good reason, right? There are a lot of dangerous things on Harbinger, mystery-wise, than at the lighthouse. Oh, that's right, I threw the empty bottle. I do want these handcuffs, by the way, in case we have Takshay-san. Again, just good to be sure. But we also have painkillers, so let's actually even out, because effectively I'm at 8 stamina, 5 reason. So, let's just do some calculate. Let's just be super sure, so we can put, yeah, we're on Herald. So this would be our 3rd distinct god. Light, 3 reason, 3 stamina, 5 reason, 6 stamina. We're not bleeding or anything, right? We have blood loss, but that doesn't really affect me. And then we do have the 6th floor, I believe, as well, right? So 5 Doom, 11 Doom, 17 Doom. Let's assume he hits me twice. So to be super safe, I can level up here, thankfully. No point using Krutsuki's kill. We're super Toshiaki. And yeah, we just Thought Flash till the end. We'll be able to level. Well, we'll be able to level up again, but this is more valuable. And just to be sure, I can even rest twice here, and we should be perfectly fine. Now, I do want my stamina and or reason to be 3 or below before we fight Takshay-san, so that we can Desperate Action handcuff, but that's a very specific set of conditions that is not normally, that you won't always get, but just to be sure. I think box cutters are still going to be the way to go as well. So, I don't actually remember. Botanist? Yeah. That's good for more thought flashes, but I don't need to use the Doom anymore. If I had more funny enough, if I had more Toshiaki spells, yes, but we don't even need to do that because Toshiaki is Takeshi-san is about to drop in one turn. You're under arrest, and hey, skirting the edge of Toshiaki and effective Doom, but it was very dangerous for a moment because I rerolled all those times. But Thought Flash always coming in clutch, and we'll see if that gets nerfed in the future. But until then, hey, we got a score of 3. Hopefully I don't get reset on next Saturday-ish, at least in terms of USA time. But hey, we're on the thing, and we'll close out by saying, well, as we return to the main menu soon after this. But yeah, not really much else this week. I am trying to, I guess what I'm gonna do is do really, I already said I was gonna do bite-sized versions of what game I'm developing. I guess it's really gonna be prototyping in a sense before I get the game in all the mechanic glory. But then I'm gonna do more. But that one's gonna be free. Otherwise, it's just gonna be more Harbinger horror. Stardew, obviously anyone watching Stardew will probably not be watching this, but for anyone watching now, either now or in the future, Stardew Valleys might slow down or just completely stop based on things that are happening in the summer. People are coming and going, and I want to, I want to spread the fun we have. Also, I need a short reminder to myself, if now, then never. But I do need to put up more membership badges, which is still open, by the way. I think it's $3 USD, $2.99 USD still. I might as well, product placement, but yeah. Otherwise, if you want to see more World of Horror stuff, if you want to have anything to suggest, let me know anywhere you can reach me, and I will do my best. But otherwise, I won't hold you up for much longer. We've definitely done 2 hours of stream. Not all of it game time, but I think we've laid out some good groundwork for the next Nuzlocke. Hopefully, I'm not in worse condition now, because a score of 3 is, normally where I get to before I start losing. But anywho, we'll see what happens. Don't want to hold you up anymore. There are other people to watch, more cool stuff to do. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching now or in the future. And I will see you when I see you. So, yeah, I'll see you then. Bye. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching!